We are recording. Okay. See if anybody can. I sent out the password, so. Let me just check one thing. Okay. We are recording. All right. I think hold and accept.
No, don't accept. Decline.
Hello? All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right. Well, welcome to this series on intuition and prosperity with Kundalini Yoga. My name is Mark Shakoyan, and this is the Temple of the Coiled Splinter, a health and fitness center here in Portland, Oregon. Really excited to be sharing this series with you tonight. We're going to be working on cultivating intuition and prosperity from a heart-centered place. The reason I put this series together is because, our world, as we know, is going through crisis and transition right now. And a lot of people are wondering like what their next move should be. Like what exactly is our world going to be on the other end of this pandemic? And how can we live our lives to the best of our abilities? So that's why I chose to put this series together, to give you some tools from the Kundalini Yoga repertoire that I thought could help. So a little bit of definition here. So what is Kundalini Yoga? Well, there's lots of types of yoga out there. And in essence, the word yoga means union. It is the way that you unite yourself with yourself. It's also thought to unite yourself with the creator or your higher self, depending on how you personally, are aligned religiously or spiritually. And Kundalini Yoga is particular because it does that by combining a series of posture, breath work, mantra, and mudra together synergistically in what are called kriyas. Kriya means action. And basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a set of different kriyas over the course of this series that allow you to nurture your intuition and develop prosperity consciousness. Now, Kundalini is an energy. It's often thought to be in the form of a serpent or a spiral. And in the Tantra traditions, it's thought to dwell at the base of your spine, which through different practices, you can wake that energy up and bring it up in a circular-like fashion to open the chakras and the nadis, which are your subtle channels. And when you do that, you foster intuition, you increase your energy and vitality, and you also bring abundance to yourself. So that in essence is what we're going to be trying to do. Another principle of prosperity in Kundalini Yoga is that, we think of prosperity as having enough to fulfill your life mission. In essence, like why you incarnated on the planet and what exactly are you here to do? So it may come in the form of money. It may come in the form of meeting the right people, having the right environments. But in essence, it's what you need to do to be your best self. It's what you need to fulfill your destiny or your dharma. And we think of Kundalini Yoga as a way to move from karma, which is sort of the fated conditions of your life, patterns, scripts, things that sort of bind you to the past, to dharma, which is your future potential. So that's really the practice of what we're doing here. And intuition comes in because it's said that an intuitive person can never be, led astray. An intuitive person is somebody who knows what they need to do at the right time and the right place. And so intuition is really important. You can be highly skilled in different, talents and abilities. You can have charisma, you can have money. But if you don't have intuition, all that stuff can go to the wayside. And we hear stories all the time about people that get sort of, sidetracked or disasters happen to them. And so intuition is like a life skill. It's like being able to breathe, to walk. So those are the two real faculties we're working on in this series, is intuitive knowing and prosperity consciousness. So a little bit about the practice now. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing first a series of warm-ups to kind of wake up our inner energy, Shakti, which is the creative power within us. And then after that, we're going to move into a Kriya, where we're going to basically really work specifically on a particular facet of our consciousness. After that, what we're going to do is we're going to do a layout to kind of calm and center and integrate all those energies. And then finally, what we're going to do is we're going to do a meditation. So that's going to be the series of the actions for the course of this practice together. So I think just a few general principles, always monitor your own body. I can't really, check in with you as if you were in a physical yoga class. So, listen to yourself, don't hurt yourself, do your best, push your edges, but also don't do anything that's gonna, cause you damage. There's a couple other things I'm gonna be going into in detail as we go further into the practice. But I think that that's probably all the front loading I want to do. So let's go ahead and get into the practice itself. So the way we always start Kundalini Yoga is what's called tuning in. And tuning in is basically bringing our consciousness into alignment with, with creative power and wisdom. So the mantra we do to tune in is Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo means I call upon the infinite wisdom within myself, or reverse, beyond myself. And Guru Dev Namo means I call upon the infinite wisdom within myself. So you're basically calling on wisdom and inspiration beyond you and within you. And ultimately, these are one and the same thing. So we rub the hands briskly, and we place the knuckles into the sternum. We sit up straight. We inhale. We exhale. We inhale. We exhale. And we're going to do that mantra 3 times. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And inhale. Pull up on the root lock, which is rectum, navel, sex organs. Squeeze energy up the spine. Focus at your third eye point. Consolidate your energy in your breath. And exhale, relax the breath and the lock. Inhale. And exhale. And we're going to do some spinal rotations now. So just begin to rotate on the spine. These are sometimes called Sufi grinds. So you're inhaling forward, you're exhaling back, just getting into the motion of your body, relaxing the mind, relaxing the breath, and just moving in a nice, full, complete rotation. Eyes closed down, focus at your third eye point as you move. Just getting into your body. And inhale, center. Exhale, and rotating the other way. Nice, full, complete rotation. Eyes closed down. Focusing your third eye point. Nice and easy. And inhale. And exhale. Okay, we're going to do some spinal flexes now. We often work with the spine. It's just going to warm up the spine a little bit. You can inhale forward, exhale back. And just begin to move your spine in a pendulous motion like that. Focus at your third eye point and just continue nice, relaxed breathing, nice motion. Just warming up the spine a little bit. Inhale forward, exhale back. Nice and easy. Just a little bit more. Just get into your body, into your breath. And inhale, center spine. Pull up on that root lock, rectum, navel, sex organs, squeeze the energy up. And exhale, relax the breath and the lock. I'm going to explain a couple simple breath practices now, which we're going to integrate into the practice. So we're going to be doing long, deep breathing and breath of fire, often sometimes called Kalibata Pranayama. So long, deep breathing, just put your hands on your belly, and you just imagine as you inhale, a balloon expands out from your spine. And as you exhale, that balloon collapses back towards your spine. And again, slowly inhale and exhale. And once more, inhale and exhale. So that breath, long, deep breathing, is activating our parasympathetic nervous system. It's the calming, sedating breath. And we're going to counterbalance that with an activating breath called breath of fire. So if you imagine the same type of movement, but rapidly. So it looks like this, and you're collapsing the balloon in towards your spine with the exhale. You let the inhale do its thing. Inhale. And inhale. And exhale. And oftentimes what I'll say after you do breathing is I'll say pull up on the root lock. And the root lock is basically squeezing all those lower pelvic muscles, rectum, navel, sex organs, squeezing, and it brings the energy up. Often what we're doing is we're generating heat down here, tapas, which is not the Spanish appetizer. It means like heat or discipline. We're generating heat down here and we're bringing up. So that root lock is a way for us to do that. So long, deep breathing, breath of fire, root lock. Those are going to be things that we're going to be doing throughout the practice. So let's go ahead and get started with the actual exercises. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and move into stretch pose. So stretch pose, you come lying down on your back. You're gonna lift the legs 6 inches off the floor. One thing to note, mention this. If you're on your moon, don't do breath of fire, long deep breathing. Otherwise, you can do breath of fire. So lifting the legs 6 inches off the ground, we're gonna do 1 minute of breath of fire and begin. Almost there. And inhale and exhale. Just relax down. I'm just going to check my camera here. Make sure everything is good. Okay. All right. Okay, now we're going to move into some sun salutations. These are just to kind of warm up the upper body, and it's a good stretch. We're going to do 6 of them for the sun. So go ahead and come standing up. And just the action is that you're going to have your feet shoulder width apart, hands here at your chest. You're going to inhale back, reach for the heavens, and then you're going to exhale forward. And go ahead and let the body hang, the head hang. Get a good forward stretch and either walk forward into a plank or hop. I often hop, so do whatever works for you. And hold for a few moments. Long, deep breathing. Then bring the other leg forward into a forward lunge. Reach up towards the sky. Make sure you're breathing. And then downward dog. Make sure you get a good calf stretch. And come forward into plank. Coming down, arching up into cobra. Inhale. And down, exhale, back to downward dog. Make sure you're stretching. And bring the other foot forward into a lunge. Reach for the heavens. And heels together. Inhale up. Hands together, come down at the heart. That's 1. We're going to do 5 more. Same sequence. Inhale back. Exhale down. Stretch. Go ahead and hop back. Come forward into a forward lunge. And reaching down, downward dog. Back into plank. And then up into cobra. And release. Downward dog. And front lunge. And feet together. Inhale. Exhale. Now a little bit faster. 4 more. Back. Exhale forward. Hopping back. Front lunge. Make sure you're breathing. Downward dog. Plank. Cobra. Exhale down to downward dog. Lunge. And coming up. And again, number 4, inhale back. Exhale forward. Plank. Front lunge. Reach up. Downward dog. Stretch. Back to plank. Cobra. Breathe. Then back to downward dog. And coming back into front lunge. And back up. Last one. Coming back into backward stretch. Forward. Plank. Front lunge. Downward dog. Coming back into plank. Down. Up into cobra. Release. Downward dog. Front lunge. And slowly coming up. And last one. Coming back. And exhale forward. And coming back into plank. Front lunge. Downward dog. Plank. And then down. Cobra. Exhale. Back into downward dog. And front lunge. And heels together. Inhale. And exhale. Just hold the hands at the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Just feel the energy generated. Consolidate the breath. Long, deep breathing. And inhale. And exhale. Okay, good. We're going to do another warm-up now. So this is cat-cow. Really good for the spine. So going ahead and put the hands square underneath the shoulders. You're going to inhale up into cow. Exhale down into cat. We're just going to do 26 of these. Inhale up. Exhale down. Moving that spine. Moving that spinal fluid. And continue. Make sure you're breathing on every one. So inhaling up, exhaling down. Just continue nice and fluid. Inhale on the cat, on the cow. Exhale on the cat. And inhale up, pull up on the root lock, squeeze energy up the spine, focus at your third eye point. And exhale down, release the pressure, continue to focus on the third eye. And inhale back up. Exhale down. Just lower the forehead to the floor in a baby pose, and hands just come along your heels, and just continue with long, deep breathing. Just relax there for a moment. Completely relax the breath, the mind, the consciousness. Feel the groundedness of your connection between your third eye and the earth, feeling all of its power and its support as you breathe. And inhale and exhale. Completely relax the breath. So we're going to do a few more warm-ups before our Kriya. So going to do a little bit of stomach work here. So come lying on the back, and we're just going to do some basic leg lifts. So go ahead and place the hands underneath the hips. Keep the legs straight. You can inhale the legs up to 90 degrees, and with control, lowering them back down to the floor. So continue 26 more at your own pace and begin. Inhale up, straight legs aligned to the heavens, and slowly lower your legs down to the floor. Release the breath and relax the hands. Inhale. Exhale completely, long, deep breathing. Completely relax into the mind. Relax the breath. Just be present to the moment where you're at. Completely chill. And inhale and exhale. Okay, go ahead and grab the ankles. Just 2 more warm-ups. So we're gonna do pelvic lifts. It's really good for your vitality or virility. So you inhale, pulling the navel up to the heavens, and exhale down in that kind of back and forth motion, 26, and begin. And inhale up. Pull up on that root lock, rectum, navel, sex organs, squeeze energy up the spine. And relax the breath and lower down gently, release the ankles. And just lie flat on your backs, long deep breathing, inhale. And exhale, completely relax, completely chill. And inhale and exhale. Okay, last warm up. We're gonna go ahead and come up into plank. We're just gonna go for 1 minute, just a static plank posture. So go ahead and get yourself ready for that. And go ahead and come up into plank. Try to make yourself a nice straight line, relax the neck, relax the facial muscles, and just continue to breathe long and deep. Just be present to the breath. Just get into the posture. Inhale and exhale down. Just come into baby pose. Relax the breath. Just stay in baby pose there. Long, deep breathing. Completely relax the breath. Relax the mind. Just be there for a moment. Okay, so some really good work. Got some energy moving in the body. Got some warm up going on. Now we're going to move into the Kriya. So like I said, Kundalini Yoga Kriyas combine asana, posture, pranayama, breath work, mudra, hand position, and mantra in sequences and meditation to facilitate different effects. So tonight we're going to do Kriya for elevation. This is a real good overall general positive Kriya that raises the Kundalini, that evolutionary energy within you, wakes it up, moves it through your nadis or your nerve channels, and that by itself is really powerful for facilitating intuition and prosperity consciousness. So we're going to start off with ego eradicator. So the way you do this is you put your pad, the fingers in the pad of your palms, you raise your arms up to 60 degrees, and you envision an arc of radiant blue light in a halo over your head. And focusing your third eye point, you're going to do that rapid diaphragm breathing, that breath of fire we did at the beginning, kind of charging your aura. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and do breath of fire. Last bit now. And inhale. Pull up on that root lock. Bring the thumbs together over your head. Stretch up. And release the lock and the breath. And let the hands float gently down. And fingers in Gyan Mudra, the wisdom position, index and thumb touching. Inhale. And exhale completely. Long, deep breathing. Focus at your third eye point. And just relax the breath. Empty the mind. And just be present to your breath. Just be. And inhale. And exhale. Okay, moving on now to spinal flex. We did that at the beginning. You're going to grab the shins. You're going to inhale forward, exhale back in a nice serpentine-like motion. Focus at the third eye point and don't jerk back and forth. You want this to be fluid, kind of like a cobra going back and forth. So that in mind, let's go ahead and begin that. Just a little bit more. And inhale. Pull up on that root lock. Squeeze energy up. Concentrate at the third eye point. And relax the breath in the lock. Hands come back into Gyan Mudra. Long, deep breathing. Just be with the breath. Keep that third eye focus and just relax the mind. Release the pressure of the day and just breathe long and deep. And inhale. And exhale. Moving on to the next exercise now, we're going to do spinal twist. So your hands are going to go onto the shoulders and you want to keep a nice parallel line with the floor. And what you're going to do is you're going to turn to the left as your entire body rotates left with the inhale, and you're going to turn to the right with the exhale. You don't want to go sideways. You don't want just your head turning. So we're going to do that motion. Don't tweak your back. Start off slow if you need to. And with that in mind, let's go ahead and begin. Keep that third eye focus. If your mind is wandering, it's always good to have a point to focus on. So keep that focus at your third eye point as you move. Last bit now, keep it going. And inhale, center spine. Pull up on that root lock, perfect the posture. And release the breath in the lock and the hands come down in Gyan Mudra. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Long, deep breathing. Release the mind, release the breath. Just be present to your breath and your consciousness. And inhale and exhale. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of work for the lower nadis, the lower energy channels. So we're going to go ahead and move into, it's called life nerve. stretch. It's really just a straddle stretch. Your legs are going to be out in front. You're going to lock the thumbs. You're going to reach up towards the heavens, and you're going to first come down into a static forward stretch. So hold yourself into a good front stretch. Release the breath, and just get comfortable into a nice static stretch. And if it's too comfortable, just go ahead and pull down a little bit deeper. And don't forget to breathe. Just get comfortable here with the breath. And in a moment, we're going to make this dynamic. So for that, if you can, grab your big toes and put pressure on your toenails and acupoint. If not, grab your ankles or shins, whatever you can hold on to. And we're going to go ahead and inhale up, not jerking the neck. We're bringing the hips up and the spine in there, and we're exhaling down. So we're being a pendulum on our axis of the spine. So making it a dynamic stretch just for a minute and continue. Last bit now. And inhale up. Exhale, pull down into that static front stretch. And release the breath and the stretch, and slowly just bring the head up. Shake out the head a little bit, shake out the legs. And we're going to move on to our next exercise. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do, it's called, it's a seal, or it's a lock. So that root lock that we did before, where we squeeze those muscles up, the way we do this is we're going to sit on our soft part of our hard part of our heel, right in the perineum, and that creates a squeezing effect, and it activates the Kundalini energy at the base of the spine, and it pulls it up. So what you want to try to do, if you can, is sit up, keep that heel right underneath you, and go ahead and sit down on that heel. I understand if you can't do that, maybe you just, do a straddle stretch, but that's ideally what we want to do. So go ahead and come up, and you want to sit down on that heel. And in that position, we're going to do that breath of fire. And you're going to hold on to the big toe and pull your forehead forward. We're going to do it on one side, then we're going to switch to the other. So let's go ahead and begin that now. Inhale. Exhale, pull down deeper into the stretch, pull up on that root lock. And release the pressure on the toe, release the lock, inhale. And then gently support your hips so you don't tweak your ankle. And we're going to switch positions. So go ahead now. The other foot comes forward, the other heel's sitting. You sit on the other heel and come into that front stretch and begin breath of fire. Inhale. Exhale, pull down. Pull up on that root lock. And release the toe pressure, release the lock, release the legs, support your hips. And go ahead and relax the legs and just shake them out a little bit. And then just go ahead and come sitting back in easy pose. Gyan Mudra, index finger and thumb. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Just consolidate your focus at the third eye point, long, deep breathing. The Ajna chakra is really associated with intuition. So we do a lot of focus on that in Kundalini Yoga, this place of direct knowing. So just long, deep breathing, focus at the third eye point, and just be with the breath. And inhale and exhale. Okay, just a few more exercises before we do a layout and then a meditation. So going ahead and bringing the legs out to the side into a nice straddle stretch position. We're just going to go ahead and start off by just coming down and just holding the head in a regular, front straddle position with the breath. So just get comfortable there and just be there for a moment and just get a good stretch in that front straddle stretch position, long, deep breathing. Continue to breathe, continue to be present to your consciousness. Now we're going to make it dynamic. So we're going to inhale center, exhale, pull the head to the left. Inhale center, exhale, pull the head to the right. So you don't want to jerk, it should be fluid. And continue that. Nice fluid, back and forth. And just continue with the motion side to side. Now up and down. Up and down motion with the breath. And exhale, pull down, pull up on that root lock, and release lock, inhale. And exhale, release the lock and the pressure on the legs, and slowly bring the legs in, shake them out as you bring them in. Inhale, exhale, and gently just come lying on the back for an intermediate relaxation. This is not the final layout. So just come lying down for a moment. We've done some good work here. Inhale. Exhale completely, long, deep breathing, and just relax the mind and the breath. Let the energy you generated circulate and integrate. So just be present to the breath. Feel yourself supported by Gaia, the planet, where all of our abundance comes from, that and the sun above. So just breathe long and deep and feel protected and connected as you breathe. And inhale and exhale. Completely relax the breath. Just a few more exercises now. So you're gonna go ahead and come rolling onto your stomach. And we did that cobra with sun salutations. Now we're gonna hold it for a little bit longer. So place the hands underneath the shoulders, heels together, and you're gonna inhale up into a good strong cobra. Focus at the third eye point and begin breath of fire. And begin. Really reach for the heavens on this. Last little bit now, really focus that breath at the third eye. And inhale deeper, perfect the position, focus to the third eye, squeeze up on that root lock, stretch. And exhale, relax the breath in the lock, reverse the position and the pressure, coming back and bringing the forehead down to baby pose, and let the hands float along your heels. Just rest there for a moment with long, deep breathing. Just be present to the breath. Feel that connection between your third eye and the planet, connecting to the planet's magnetic field and the pattern that connects, the thing that connects us all. So just feel that intuitive relationship between your third eye and the sphere of life. Long, deep breathing. And inhale and exhale. Completely relax the breath, relax the mind. Just a few more exercises now. So we're going to move on to shoulder shrugs. We've done some good work to generate that power, that Shakti, that creative inner Kundalini energy and that inner navel heat, the tapas. So now we're going to bring it up, all the way up through the chakras. So we're going to start off with shoulder shrugs. You're going to inhale the shoulders up to the ears, and you're going to let them drop. And don't tense the face or the neck. It's really just about inhaling and exhaling like a pendulum. And then we're going to move on from there. So eyes closed down, shoulder shrugs, and begin. And inhale, shoulders up. Squeeze that root lock. Focus at your third eye point. And exhale, relax the breath. Shoulders down, fingers in Gyan Mudra. Inhale. And exhale. And then slowly begin to rotate the neck in one direction. We're opening the connection between the spine and the base of the brain so the creative Shakti energy can flow up and illuminate our consciousness. So go ahead and open up that connection with long, deep breathing and full rotation of the neck as you go. Continue to breathe, continue to rotate. And inhale, center. Exhale, and then rotate the other way. Nice full rotation, long, deep breathing. Remember to breathe. And inhale, center. Root lock. And exhale. Long, deep breathing. Focus at your third eye point. And inhale. And exhale. Okay, last exercise in this Kriya. This is the quintessential Kundalini yoga exercise. It's called Sat Kriya. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and come up into rock pose, which is basically sitting on the knees. Looks like seiza. If you've ever done Japanese martial arts, not exactly the same. So you're sitting on your knees here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our fingers and we're going to, make a pointy finger here. We're going to hug our ears. And we're going to imagine ourselves like a vertical straight line. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say the sound sat. Sat means truth or reality or essence. And as we do that, we're going to squeeze those lower pelvic muscles that we've generated that inner heat with. We're going to imagine a bolt of light shooting up through our Sushumna, the central channel, up towards heaven or creator or however you conceive, the source. So we're going to shoot that energy up. Then we're going to receive the blessing, saying the sound Nam, which means identity. So we're yoking our consciousness to true identity in a vertical straight line. So this is really good for energizing all the chakras, the energy centers along your central channel, and aligning yourself, because yoga means union, integration. So this is a way to do that. So we're going to do it for 3 minutes, and then we'll do a layout, some simple pranayama, and a meditation. So let's do Sat Kriya together for 3 minutes, starting now. Sat, no. 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 Sat, 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 Sat. 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 Inhale. Inhale deeper, pull up on that root lock, squeeze energy up the spine, align your consciousness with source. And relax the breath, but keep the arms up, release the lock. Inhale, inhale deeper, pull up on that root lock, squeeze up, create that perfect vertical straight line. And exhale, relax the breath and the lock, and let the hands sweep gently down onto the knees. And relax in rock pose, inhale. Exhale completely and feel your perfect composure like Sphinx. All your chakras aligned, awoken, integrated, balanced. Your intuition lit up at the third eye. And inhale and exhale. Okay, go ahead and shake out the legs. They might be a little bit tight from sitting on rock pose, and come lying down on the back for a layout. We're just going to do that for about 3 minutes. And then afterwards, we're going to do pranayama and a meditation. So go ahead and come lying down on the back and just completely relax the breath, relax the mind, feel yourself supported by the earth, and just be present. Long, deep breathing. Just let it all go. You know, all the pressures, all the stress, all the frenetic qualities of the monkey mind. Let the earth absorb them and compost them into something better. This is the year where we compost last year and we make it better. So go ahead and just rest with your breath, long, deep breathing, and just be. Now slowly begin to bring your mind back to the presence of your bodies. We're going to go ahead and stretch your hands over our heads and stretch the toes. Make yourself as long as you can. And twinkle the fingers and toes. And rotate the ankles and wrists in one direction and the other direction. Go ahead and rub the hands and feet together. Cat stretch to one direction by bringing the knee across the chest and the head and the shoulder goes the other way. And then gently switch it to the other side. And wrapping the hands around the knees, rocking on the spine. And come sitting up. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so good work through our warm-ups and the Kriya. We're just going to do a simple pranayama. Oftentimes after a Kriya, we'll do some pranayama to sort of relax the mind for meditation. So this is just basic alternate nostril breathing with a breath count. You know, in yoga, the nostrils corresponds to energies. The left nostril corresponds to the lunar energy and also the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of you that sort of calms down and sort of the internal consciousness. And then the right nostril corresponds to the solar energy, the sympathetic nervous system, the fight and flight. And ultimately what we want to do is we want to balance those two qualities, ability to respond, which is what the solar nostril gives you, that active consciousness, and the ability to be receptive, which is what the left nostril gives you, that balance of yin and yang. So this is a simple alternate nostril breath practice. So what you're going to do is you're going to block off the right nostril, the solar nostril. The other hand stays in that mudra where the index and thumb connects. You're going to inhale to a count of 4. You're going to hold the breath and you're going to internally count to a count of 16. You're going to switch, blocking off the left nostril, and you're going to exhale to a count of 8. Then you're going to, on the other side, you're going to inhale for a count of 4. You're going to hold for a count of 16. Then you're going to exhale for a count of 8. We're going to do that whole cycle 6 times. So we're going to be going back and forth here. So inhale 4, hold 16, exhale 8 on one side, switch, inhale 4, hold 16, exhale 8. So I'll just assume that you're doing that. I'll be doing it. And then after that, we'll do a meditation and we'll close out. So let's go ahead and begin. Last one. And relax. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so hopefully, you know, the two hemispheres have been integrated, and what we call the neutral mind or the witness consciousness that sits between the opposites. You know, another part of yoga is going beyond opposites to non-duality. You've cultivated that faculty with that kind of breathing. So in class, we're going to do a really powerful meditation. This one is called Kirtan Kriya. And this meditation is really powerful for cleansing subconscious blocks. You know, a lot of times we think we know what we want and we try to go for it, but we have these scripts, we have these tapes, and they're buried pretty deep in our psyche. And in yoga theory, it's said that they go back through lifetimes. You know, there's a word for it. It's called samskara. Samskara is like a groove, like a record groove. And when you get caught in it, you kind of move along that vector. And samskaras, in turn, they lead to what's called kleshas. Kleshas are like the emotional obscurations, you know, compulsions, addictions, things that, you know, we know aren't right for us, but we're just drawn to them anyway because we're in these deep-rooted patterns and they're subconscious. And, you know what we need, but we just can't seem to let go of them. So this meditation is really powerful for cleansing those kinds of deep-seated subconscious patterns. And the way it works is it works with a combination of mudra, so you're going to be doing different hand positions, with mantra, so you're going to be chanting different sounds, and visualization, so you're going to be visualizing something. So there's lots of parts to this. So let's start off by talking about the mudra. According to this yoga tradition, each finger represents a planetary energy in astrology. So the thumb is like your ego identity. And the way we think of it is Jupiter, Saturn, Sun, Mercury. So each finger has a planetary quality. So when you touch the fingers together, you're activating that quality. And we're going to be doing that with the meditation. The sound is sa, ta, na, ma. So it's like sat nam, but it's broken down into parts. Sa means creation, ta means birth, na means death, and ma means rebirth. So that's the spiral of incarnation. Things are created, they're born, they die. And if you believe in yoga philosophy reincarnation, they're reborn in this sort of evolutionary way. Or it can be a downward spiral too. So that's the karma versus dharma. We want to go for the dharma piece of this. So as you chant the mantra, sa, ta, na, ma, you're touching your fingers to the corresponding mudras. Now, the visualization piece is that you're visualizing a bolt of light coming down from heaven through your crown chakra and out your third eye. So it's as if it's pulsing through your psyche, through your brain. With each syllable, there's like this pulsing light that's cleansing all that stuff that's blocking you, that's in your subconscious mind. You're being cleansed by this mantra and this mudra. The only other piece to this, and I know that's a lot of parts that I'm explaining, and once we get into it, you'll get it, is that it has a melody. It starts off high, it goes down, and it goes up. So I'm going to just chant it briefly before we start, and then we'll move on to the practice. So it goes like this. Sa ta nam, sa ta nam, da 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 da. So that's the cycle of creation and rebirth. And the last piece of this is we're going to do this 2 minutes out loud, 2 minutes whisper, 3 minutes silent, 2 minutes out loud. 2 minutes whisper, 2 minutes out loud. So we're going from the outer world to the inner world and back out to the outer world. So this is one of the most powerful meditations. I did it for 40 days, 31 minutes, totally reset my life, totally transformed my patterns. And, you know, as I teach the class, there's going to be these meditations. I just recommend do that for 40 days. Try to do it for 31 minutes or 11, whatever you can do. So let's go ahead and start off with this practice, and then this will round out the class. So starting off with, just let me bring up my timer here. Oops, hold on a second. All right, let me go ahead and set the timer, and let's begin. Sa ta nam, 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 sa Satanam, 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 Sa. Now whisper ta. Satanam, 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 Whisper or silent internal. Whisper now. Satanama, 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 Satanama. Inhale. Focus at the third eye point, the Ajna chakra, seat of intuition. And exhale, relax the breath and the lock. Just feel the awakening and clarity that you've brought to yourself through all this work tonight. Long, deep breathing. The intuition that you've nurtured with the practice. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're going to tune out with a song. It's called the Sunshine Song. You might know it, might not. If you continue to practice, you'll get it. So we rub the hands briskly, place the index, the knuckles here in the center of the chest. Inhale, sit up straight. Exhale, and inhale to begin. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Thank you so much for being with us here. We're going to be continuing this series for another 9 weeks. All the classes are recorded as well, so if you weren't able to attend tonight, you'll be able to access them at a later date. But thank you for your interest in Kundalini Yoga for intuition and prosperity. Sat Nam.